you will come. Thank you very much for honoring us. So my voice is not so good. If I'm defeated, I will ask Duncan Okero to come back here and read my speech. But let me see how it works. So I'm delighted to be with you today for the opening of the second annual Employment and Labor Relations Court Symposium and Exhibition. I commend the Employment and Labor Relations Court for convening this very important event. The symposium and exhibition reflect a commendable initiative of engaging stakeholders in continuous dialogue in line with the principle of cooperative dialogue. We have always said we do not serve ourselves, we serve the sovereign people of this country. Therefore, we champion in the judiciary the social transformation through access to justice, our stage blueprint. Our commitment to maintaining ongoing conversations with the stakeholders and court users provides vital feedback on our work and helps us to identify areas where we need to improve. I commend the principal judge, judges and registrar, and the entire staff of ELRC for fostering this spirit of engagement through annual events like this, enabling meaningful engagement with stakeholders and court users alike. The benefits of this have been achieved in notable ways in the recent years, particularly in improving performance. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to highlight that the court's impressive case clearance rate of 190% in the last financial year. This is truly a court of excellence because they resolved 8,014 cases against 4,210 new filings. By the end of the year, June 2024, then the Employment and Labor Relations Court had reduced the backlog by 30%, lowering pending cases to 6,966 from 9,886 at the start of the financial year. They only have 240 cases remaining in the system that are more than 3 years old. This is the court that is bringing us closer to the benchmark we set for ourselves of ensuring that no case remains before a trial court for more than 3 years. I know, because I know these judges, they are very committed and they are very resolute. By the end of the year, they will prioritize those 240 cases, and by December this year, this court won't be real time. Some people ask me what are they going to do when they finish all the cases. And I told them they will be teaching and they will be preaching good practices. So, ladies and gentlemen, turning to the theme of this year's symposium, that is the role of the Employment and Labor Relations Court in fostering the right to a world of work free from violence and harassment, including gender-based violence and harassment. This topic addresses a critical and urgent issue: violence and harassment in the workplace, including gender-based violence. These are not only just occupational challenges. For us, in the human rights movement, in the judiciary, these are human rights violations. Both our Constitution and international conventions mandate us to take bold steps to eliminate these injustices in the workplace. At the heart of this commitment is the recognition that every individual has a right to work in an environment free from violence and harassment. My sister and mentor, the Honorable Nancy Barasa, the first female Deputy Chief Justice, used to tell us, nobody came to work to be sexually harassed. People went to work, so you cannot assume, because you have seen me in my beautiful miniskirt, I want to be sexually harassed. Thank you, Dr. Nancy Barasa, for reminding us that we have taken it further in the judiciary. So this principle is articulated in ILO Convention number 190, which affirms that violence and harassment in the workplace violate human rights, threaten equal opportunities, and are incompatible with decent work. The Violence and Harassment Convention 2019, along with its accompanying recommendation number 206, provides a comprehensive framework for a workplace free from violence and harassment. These instruments articulate a clear, inclusive, and gender-responsive approach to prevention and redress. Given that this is the first international instrument explicitly providing for the right to a world of work free from violence and harassment, including gender-based violence, it is fitting that this symposium has brought together diverse stakeholders to deliberate on how best to respect, protect, and promote this right. We are absolutely grateful to the support we have continued to receive from ILO and from all the actors in the labor industry. As guardians of justice, we bear the responsibility of ensuring that Employment and Labor Relations Court upholds these values while shaping a workplace culture grounded in dignity, respect, and mutual regard. Violence and harassment, whether physical, psychological, or gender-based violence, stand in direct contradiction of these hallowed principles. This symposium, therefore, provides a valuable opportunity for us to reflect. We must ask ourselves whether our domestic laws align with global standards. This is very important for you, Honorable CS, and whether the jurisprudence developed by the Employment and Labor Relations Court meets the highest standard as those set by the comparative jurisdictions. We must also ask ourselves whether we are doing enough to protect employees from violence and harassment. Are we fostering a workplace where everyone can thrive free from intimidation, abuse, and discrimination? We always run to our Constitution, particularly Article 19, to remind ourselves of what it emphasizes. That is, the purpose of recognizing and protecting human rights so that we preserve the dignity of individuals and communities while promoting social justice. This vision is reflected also in Articles 27 and 28, which underscore the principles of equality, non-discrimination, and human dignity. These provisions make it clear that every employee, regardless of their background or gender, they have a right to a workplace that respects their fundamental rights. Furthermore, Article 41 of the Constitution guarantees the right to fair labor practices, which, as the principal judge told us, includes the right to reasonable working conditions. A workplace free from violence and harassment is absolutely central to this guarantee, ensuring that employees are not only protected, but also empowered. Violence and harassment in the workplace have far-reaching consequences affecting not only the victim's psychological and physical health, but also their dignity and family life and social well-being. I believe we have all encountered victims who cannot even come out because they know if they come out, they are going to ruin their marriages. These violations also have broader societal impacts, diminishing the quality of public and private services, reducing productivity, and tarnishing the reputation of enterprises. Moreover, gender-based violence and harassment disproportionately affect women, and addressing this inequality requires an inclusive, integrated, and gender-responsive approach, which I believe this symposium will come up with. We must recognize that violence and harassment are not isolated. They are rooted in harmful societal attitudes, including gender stereotypes and unequal power dynamics. That is why the university did not allow the lecturers to date their students because of the power dynamics. We have that debate in many forums, and we have to stop because many of those relationships thrived between the teachers and the students. So we do it with caution, Bwana CS here. Thus, our efforts must extend beyond legal remedies to address the root causes through education, awareness, and prevention. As we seek solutions, we must also acknowledge the intersectionality of violence in the workplace. Domestic violence often spills over into the work environment, impacting productivity, health, and safety. Achieving a world of work free from violence and harassment requires collective action. None of us will succeed alone. This responsibility is not the courts alone, and that's why ERRC found it fit to engage with the stakeholders and have this social dialogue. It includes employers, trade unions, policymakers, and civil society. We must all forge a partnership and build strong institutions and create safe and respectful workplace. Honorable CS and ladies and gentlemen, we all agree that the right to work is central to an individual's dignity and well-being. The pervasive challenge of violence and harassment in the world of work affects our workplaces irrespective of professions and takes many forms, including verbal abuse, physical assaults, psychological trauma, sexual harassment, and sometimes even rape. These actions constitute serious violations of the dignity of the victims and are inconsistent with fair labor practices and social justice, and as enshrined in our Constitution and international labor frameworks, legal frameworks. We must therefore all join hands to fight and make our workplaces safe for all and for all of us. We all have a duty to do that. It would also be remiss of me to fail to highlight the judiciary's efforts to combat violence and harassment within our workplace and within its own ranks. Earlier this year, the Judicial Service Commission approved the judiciary's gender mainstreaming, diversity, and sexual harassment policies. These policies aim to create a harassment-free environment within the judiciary. Additionally, we have established an employee protection unit within the Office of the Chief Justice. And Duncan, I think you can come and help me now finish this speech. Within the Office of the Chief Justice to investigate complaints of violence and harassment and promote appropriate standards of conduct across the judiciary workplace. No one wants to be investigated by the CJ, so they will have to shape up.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like also like to commend the Employment and Labor Relations Court for developing three key policy documents which we are launching today. The Employment and Labor Relations Court Procedure Rules 2024, the Conciliation Manual for the Employment and Labor Relations Court, and the Registry Operations Manual for the Employment and Labor Relations Court. Each of these initiatives represents a significant step towards strengthening the efficiency, accessibility, and effectiveness of the court. The Employment and Labor Relations Court Procedure Rules 2024 provide clear and structured guidelines to streamline court processes, enhance access to justice, and reduce delays. The Conciliation Manual aligns perfectly with our START Blueprint's emphasis on a multi-door approach to dispute resolution. It underscores conciliation as a key pathway for resolving labor disputes, offering a less adversarial, cost-effective, and faster alternative to litigation. The Registry Operations Manual will standardize and improve service delivery in court registries, ensuring they are both efficient and user-centered. These documents reflect the Employment and Labor Relations Court's ongoing commitment to improvement and innovation. I am confident that the adoption will enhance the court's capacity to foster harmonious industrial relations and protect labor rights. In closing, I urge all of you, judges, trade union representatives, employer associations, and other stakeholders to use this symposium as a springboard for action. Together, we can build a future where every workplace is a place of safety, respect, and opportunity.
It is now, thank you very much. It is now my honor and privilege to officially declare Harrased 2 Employment Labor Relations Annual Symposium 2 open, and to declare the three policy documents: the Employment and Labor Relations Court Procedure Rules 2024, the Conciliation Manual for Employment and Labor Relations Court, and the Registry Operations Manual for the Employment and Labor Relations Court officially launched. Thank you.
The PJ, representative of ILO, representative of FKE, representative of KOTU, all the speakers, please join us. So the Honorable Chief Justice is launching the three documents that have been highlighted. She'll press the buzzer. The Conciliation Training or Trainers Manual, Registry Operations Manual, and the Employment and Labor Relations Court Procedure Rules 2024. Honorable Chief Justice. Don't be afraid. It's all safe. Yeah, we are getting some copies for purposes of the photo session. Here they are. We'll move there now. Yes, for the photo. Yeah. J. Please give the rest of the yes. And then we'll need some 9 seats here very quickly. After this, the cameraman, 1, 2, 3, are we good? I wait. I'll wait at a fee. So the longer you take, the costlier it becomes. Okay?
All right.
You need that at the back? Do you need it at the back? Okay. Kindly move slightly in front so that we can. Okay. Okay. You the official camera. So you should be at the center, right? Okay. We're waiting for you. This camera one, the CS is donning his all professional hat. Are you good? Good. So we'll ask you to take your seat so that you have a quick session with other people who will sit at the back, who will stand at the back. Yeah, so just move in front a little. Just move in front a little. We start with all the judges of the ELRC. Kindly come. Yes. Sit. Where is the registrar of the court? Candidates, we need you here. Will we be able to capture this seat? No, we won't be able to capture it. Camera one, are you able to? Those are the judges of that court.